Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Here we are, another Facebook Live. Let me just get the everyone tag here. Come on in. Okay, there we go. All right. Hi, everyone. Dallas Piana here from Coaching Scaling Secrets. Another Wednesday live, Facebook Live. Today, I have something very special for you. I've never shared this. And we're going to actually look at what does it take to evaluate your master classes, your workshops. It could be even if you're doing summits or podcasts. You want to evaluate them each time you do them so that you can look at them objectively, right? And then improve on what needs improvement. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into today. So I'm just going to wait a second or two, let people hop on. Sorry for the kind of gate over here. I have a dog. We try to keep her contained so she doesn't, mess up a room. But come on in. If you're just hopping on, say hi. Love to see who's live. And of course, if you're watching the replay, like many of you do, hi there, welcome. Drop your comments below. I get back to them periodically throughout the week. And of course, you can drop me a message over in Facebook Messenger, and I see all of those for sure. Okay. So if you're hopping on, say hi. So again, it's about evaluation. I can't tell you how important it is to evaluate the work you do, okay? And one of the things you do probably as a coach is that you use a masterclass or a workshop to share with your community your expertise or your program or some element of information or education so that they get a flavor of who you are. And from those, if you're using them, you upsell to a higher ticket program, right? So generally our workshops and our masterclass, they can be paid, like $97, $47, or they can be free. And we use them to introduce people into something more extensive in our business, right? Like our program, our signature programs, or it could just be a class or something that's more expensive than the workshop. Okay. But we use the workshop so people get a sense of who we are, right? That we know what we're talking about, we're educated, that the material we're presenting is of worth, of value to the people watching, right? So what do we want to do after the workshop is we want to objectively, not subjectively, objectively look at everything that you did prior to the workshop, during the workshop, and post-workshop. And I'll use it workshop, but it could be a masterclass, it can be an event, it could be a summit, it could be a podcast, it could be anything to acquire clients. Okay. And I'm actually talking about this. I just am working with one of my clients right now. She just finished a masterclass. It's interesting when you get on the phone and you talk about, the masterclass is over, but that's when the selling begins, right? You should be selling after a masterclass for about 5 days, okay? Through emails and private messaging and phone calls, about 5 days, and then stop. Okay, stop, cut it off. Okay, because people, if you give them an open rein, like you're available, your program is open all the time, they're going to procrastinate and wait. But if you shut the door down on a program of yours with a time frame, they're more likely to jump in. They don't want to miss the opportunity because you may never run that program again like that again. It may never be at that price point again. You may up the price point, whatever. But so you definitely want to have an end game, an end point when your program, which is your upsell to your masterclass and workshops, there's a cutoff time. Okay. So that being said, let's get into what you want to be looking at objectively. Okay. And like I said, my client, she is in the 5th day, no one has bought, but she's got things on the back burner happening. She's got a phone call set up here and a phone call set up here and one next week. So things are still popping and percolating. So you never give up. That's why you need those 5 days after the masterclass to actually go out there and talk to people and message people that were in your workshop or masterclass to see, usually people need to be tapped on the shoulder. Is this the right program for you? What did you think about the class? Where are you at? That sort of thing. Okay. But you can run into the subjectivity of it if you don't actually do an evaluation of the work you did. And then you get into, oh, I should do this differently or that differently. And it's more subjective rather than objective. So here are some things you want to definitely look at. You want to look at your offer. What was the title, right? What is the offer? What is your program that you're selling? Okay. What's the price point? Now, many of you might have 2 offers. Okay. What's the price point? Are 2 offers too much for the community to make a decision? I prefer you do 1 offer at a time. Okay. 1 offer at a time. And if you get someone on the phone and they say, that is just too extensive for me, I don't like this part of it, or it's too expensive for me, you can then offer on the phone something less expensive. But I'm guaranteed sometimes it is just a objection to stop the flow, the conversation. They're not ready. Okay. So I love only 1 offer at a time. Okay. So you want to put it out on a piece of paper, and I'll show you what my spreadsheet looks like in a moment. But I want to go over it high level first before we get into the specifics. So you want to know, how many people did you reach post or pre-workshop? Like, how many people on your email list got emails from you about the workshop? How many people in your Facebook group that got posts about the workshop? How many people on Facebook personal page? How many people, if you use LinkedIn, saw your promotion for your workshop? How many people on TikTok? Whatever social media, you want to document how many people, potential people, you put out in front of them register here for my workshop. Okay, so you want to add that all up, get a total. Then you want to have how many people registered for your workshop. How many people registered for the summit or the masterclass? Put the number down. Okay. How many people showed up live? You'll see it's starting to drop. It's a funnel. Everything's a funnel in marketing. Okay. So the number of people you expose your workshop to, invited them to register, to the number of people that registered, to the number of people that showed up live. Okay, it doesn't mean that, many people can't make the time that you do your live. So there will be a fallout of a percentage of people that registered that will go back and see your presentation. That's why you need emails after the fact, right? Give them the link. So make it easy for them to go watch the replay. How many sales did you get? Okay. How many sales? What is the percentage of sales to the number of people that registered? Okay. That too is what you want to have. Now, the going rate on the internet for the coaching industry is a 1 to 5% conversion rate of those people that attend you will make a sale. Okay. So if you have 100 people that registered and you don't know how many people actually watched it, you know how many people were on or had it on, but you don't know if they actually watched it. So I go with registered, right? Because people will watch it in the replay. What is the percentage of people that actually said yes and bought your product? Okay. You want to know that. Okay. And it's somewhere between 1% and 5%. So if 100 people, 1 person bought, that's 1%. If 5 people bought from 100, that's 5%. Okay. That's good. Okay. But if you want more people to buy, you've got to have more people registered and on watching your masterclass or workshop. Okay. You also want to then look into exactly how many emails went out prior to your workshop with the invitation. Okay. And what was the subject line? Okay, so I put it into a spreadsheet. What was the subject line and what percentage of people you can do? Usually with autoresponders, you can actually do percentage of your total people that saw it, percentage that actually opened it beyond the subject line, and how many clicked on the link to register. So you want that data, okay? So you can either do it in people or you can do it in percentages. Okay, and you want to do it for each email that went out prior to you going live with your workshop. And you want to evaluate, if we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, so you're collecting data right now. You also want to do the same thing with your Facebook posts. But with Facebook posts, what was the title of the post? How many people actually watched it, insight? Okay, that's the only thing we really have to measure. Okay, and that you can do through your Facebook group or your personal page, but your personal page has to be turned on to a professional mode prior to the post. Okay, posting. Okay, so that's something else you can look at. And then you want to go back and you want to look at where can you make improvements, right? So where can you make an improvement with your offer? Where can you make an improvement with your images of your offer? Okay, images that you used on your email, perhaps, or in your post. You want to look at those. Did you have enough images to stop the scroll? Okay, this is what we're looking at now. In your email list size, is it big enough, or do you need more people on your email list to promote to? More people are going to see your offer to register through email than they are going to through Facebook right now. Okay, email is much better in delivering an invitation to register. Okay, do you need to up your lead generation? And you always do, because you want fresh people on seeing your next free workshop or masterclass, right? The next is you want to look at how many live promotions did you do? How many live presentations about the invitation to register did you do? Did you do 1? Did you do 3? Did you do 5? Do you need to do more? Do you need to do less? Did you do them at the same time every day? Do you need to split them up? Okay, it's all about the marketing. You get the people on to watch you and then they convert. Okay, you got to spend a ton of time in the marketing, more time in the marketing than delivering the presentation. Okay, how often were your emails going out? Did you have one going out every single day for 2 weeks prior to the masterclass? Did you have more leading up to the last day that, you're closing down, creating some urgency? Okay. How many emails went out afterwards regarding the recording, the replay? If you only put one out, it's not enough. You need many more, many more. Okay. Did you put out emails during the day of the presentation? How many emails went out to let people know that the presentation is happening today? How many did you put out? 1 is not enough. How many people did you message, private message, inviting them to your masterclass or workshop or some summit? Your enrollment rate, your registration rate will go up so much higher if you private message people. Take it from me, for sure. Okay, definitely. You want to private message almost everybody if you can. That's why you need an assistant. Okay, more people will say yes that way. Okay, so were you able? How many people did you private message? Let's talk about the presentation. How long was it? How long did you go? Did you cover everything? Was there something that now in hindsight you would cut out, or something that you want to put in? Write that down. How much time was used for question and answers? What were the questions? Can the questions be solved if you put answer those questions in the presentation? Did the people that asked the questions, did they buy? Did you have technology breakdown? What was it? How can you improve it? Did you record it? Did you remember to record it? Or do you have to now go back and redo the whole presentation so that you have a presentation to give to everyone in email who wants to see the replay? I've done that too. Okay. You can always backpedal. Did you give a bonus? Who did you give the bonus to? Would you change the bonus? Was the bonus too big? Was it too small? How did you deliver the bonus? Okay. Post messaging after the presentation or the workshop or the masterclass, whatever it was. How many people did you reach out to privately? Should be everybody that registered. You privately get in a conversation and messenger with them. Again, it's a funnel. Not, less people will respond, but people will respond there. And that's where you can move into sales calls from that. But you've got to do that piece. How many people did you reach out to? How many sales calls did you get? What was the nature of the sales call? Was the offer too big or too small? In those sales calls, what clues are the participants giving you about your program that you're upselling to? Okay, they give you clues of what they want or don't want. And remember, all the sales happen at the end after the presentation. The closer to you shutting the door, those 5 days, that's where the sales happen. Okay, so if fewer of you are on here, you have any questions about this? Are you doing an evaluation of your master classes and workshops? What are you discovering? Hi, Liz. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Dale. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my spreadsheet looks like. Let me share my screen. Let me get this out of the way. Here's an evaluation. So I am on a Google Sheet, right? So it's basically the date of the workshop. What was the program name? This is the program name of the program I'm selling, okay? And you could actually put up here, what was the name of the workshop or the masterclass. The offer, exactly what are you offering? Okay, what was the price point? How many people on my email list got an email from me? Many emails. How many people in my group? How many people on my personal page? How many people in LinkedIn, Clubhouse, total invited? Okay, basically, even though they're all seeing my invitation to register, so I want to know what this is. Okay, because you're going to measure this. What I would do is down here where it says sheet 1, you put the date of this workshop, and every time you do a new workshop or a masterclass, you do a new evaluation form, and you start to look at what is happening from workshop to workshop or masterclass to masterclass. Are you improving? So the total number of people registered for the presentation, the number attended live, the number of sales. What are your percent of sales, your conversion rate? So it's the number of sales divided by attendees times 100. Okay. Total profit. So how many sales? Total it all up. How much did you make? Okay. This, you're going to find the profit people are still buying after the end of the masterclass or workshop, right? Because you're in conversations with people. So you may have to come back to this a week later to fill it in. Then here's my emails. Pre-event, all my emails that go out, I put in what was the subject line, what is the open rate, what is the click-through rate. The click-through rate is, did they click on the link to register for the masterclass? The open rate is how many people open the email based on my subject lines, right? The only reason people are opening up your emails is your subject line is engaging enough, promoting curiosity. What's behind the curtain? Let me see. And they're opening up your emails. Okay, so you want to see what's going on. Now, if I have no open rate, I can change that subject line. The next time I do the workshop, I'm going to use the exact same templates, the exact same emails, change the data in them as far as dates, right? And the name of the program perhaps might change, or the workshop might change. But my subject line will change if the subject line had 0 open rate or very low open rate under 20%. I am then going to change that subject line. I need a better subject line to get people to open up and look at my invitation. Okay. Post event. What were the subject lines there too for my emails? Okay. Same kind of activity you want to be doing. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, hi, Lindsay. I haven't seen you in a long time. Post. Headlines of your post. Okay. Comment reactions. Right now, the comment reactions are not really telling us much because people are just not reacting the way they used to. But you can look at your insights and look at the insights and document that. Okay. So you can do that from your group. Okay. Go into settings. You can look at your insights. But you can also do that on your personal page if you have changed your personal page over to a business profile. Okay, it'll give you insights. Okay, so you want to look at that. And then this is how I write down what are the improvements, what worked, what didn't work. Okay, the offer, the images, the creatives, my email size, my group size, how many live promotions did I do? Do I need to do more? How many Facebook posts did I put out? How frequent did I do emails prior to and afterwards? Okay, both. You want to do both. What was my messaging? How many people did I message? Do I need to message more? Do I need to start earlier in the promotion of the workshop so that I reach more people and invite more people to the presentation? Okay, that's one way to look at this. So, how far out in advance did you start? You start the day before, nobody's going to show up. You've got to start at least 2 weeks prior, inviting people to your workshop and presentation. Okay. And if you're just starting out and you've never done this, you start 3 weeks out. Okay. That means you're prepping 6 weeks prior. Okay. It takes that long to get ready for something like this in the beginning when you're just starting out. Once you're up and going and you've done it a few times, the pre-setup gets smaller and smaller. Okay. And you get better at it, right? Presentation time, what worked, what didn't work? Presentation length, what worked, what didn't work? What about question and answers? What worked, what didn't work? Was there technology glitches? Okay. What worked, what didn't work? Do you need a backup? If you're using Zoom, do you also have a backup like StreamYard? Okay, you need a backup because sometimes Zoom won't work, especially if you're sharing a presentation with slides and you need to share your screen. You need to do it on Zoom or StreamYard. Okay, so you want a backup. What was your bonus offer? Did it work? Did it not work? What about your post messaging? Okay, what message was responded to the most? Okay, I use different messaging going out, so I want to look at which ones really got people into a conversation with me. Okay, big long ones are too long. People don't have time to read them. Short and simple is better. Okay, but you need to discover this. You need to evaluate this. You need to test it out. Okay. Maybe with your people, longer messages are better. For me, not the case. How many phone calls did you get on with people talking about your program? Okay. And then notes. And this is like priceless for you to tweak your next workshop, your next masterclass, your next summit. You know, this is invaluable information. So set it up. You know, you may put different things in that you want to measure, which is fine. You'll may take, but this is just like the basics, okay? You want to measure your work, your productivity, right? If something's not working, we want to tweak it and make it better, okay? And maybe the one thing that you're noticing is you need help. You need help during these 2 weeks prior, and maybe you need help afterwards. Okay, maybe you need help with someone to set up the emails. Maybe you can write the emails, but you need someone help to load them into your autoresponder because you don't know how to do that. Okay, don't get stuck by technology. Hire someone. Okay, you can go into any one of these groups. There are virtual assistants all over the place, or you could use something like Indeed.com, which is like a job board. Okay, you could post your job, you register, you know, set up an account, and you register and you say, this is my autoresponder. I need help setting up 10 emails over this time frame. And, you know, I need help setting the emails up after the workshop, during the workshop, everything, the whole email campaign I need help with. And you will get a slew of people that are very skilled at doing just that. And you can look at their reviews, you know, because people write reviews. What is their skill set? And make sure that they have worked in your autoresponder. So I'm an AWeber girl. So I definitely want someone that's skilled in setting up AWeber emails. Okay. If you need someone to help you with messaging prior, find out who has done this before. You know, needs little bit of training from you of the way you want it done. Okay. But there are people out there that do this for us. You can't do everything yourself, especially around a large workshop. If you're doing a 5-day workshop, you definitely need another pair of hands. Okay. Okay. It's worth the investment. It is worth the investment for sure. Okay, you guys, do you have any questions here? It's kind of froze. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Helen, do you use a page or can you do it in a group? Oh, you want to do it in your group. Okay, don't do it on your business page. Yeah, so what I do is I set up my Zoom, right? I have a paid account on Zoom or StreamYard, and I stream it to my Facebook group. If it's a free workshop or a free masterclass, I stream it because you want to capture other people that didn't sign up, right? And you do it in your group. Okay, don't do it on your business page. You'll get no one over there. Okay, do it in your group. If it's a paid, it's contained within the container of Zoom. Okay, you don't want to then something that is a paid workshop or a paid masterclass, you do not want to stream it to a free group. That's not fair, right? You can set up a pop-up group where you do it, and the only people that are allowed in that group are the people that paid to participate in your workshop or your masterclass, right? You could do that. Okay, what else? What other things? I'm telling you, this is so instrumental. It is so eye-opening. Any kind of evaluation is really eye-opening, right? Because a lot of time, you know, doing the actual workshop, doing the pre-setup, delivering the workshop and then going into sales mode, it's going to take a lot of energy out of you, a lot of energy. Okay. So it's really about 10 days later, you go back and do the evaluation. Okay. After you've taken a little bit of break, collect yourself, because takes a lot of energy out of you. Okay. Because you're on, right? You're doing a 5-day workshop. You are on for 5 days and then 5 more days afterwards selling. Okay. So this is like a big Megillah. Okay. But don't forget to go back and do your evaluation. Now, I like to do it. You could even turn it over to your assistant to go collect the data from you. And then together you can look at improvements. Okay. They're very helpful in making suggestions of how to improve. You want to hear from them what worked, what didn't work for them as well. Okay. So I always do it with my assistant. All right. So that's what I have for you. Philippa is on. Hi. And Jeannie is on. Hartman. Great. Nice to see you guys. Okay. So again, just be sure you set up something so you can track it on a spreadsheet, and then each one that you do, workshop or masterclass. So for me, I do it by the name of the masterclass or the name of the workshop, because they're different, but I do the evaluation generally on a spreadsheet and track it over time. Okay. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you today. Have a great rest of your week, especially today, Wednesday. It's Women's Day. Happy Women's Day to all the women out there, and go crush it. All right. Bye-bye.